Hey everybody, and welcome back to Grounds Family Farm. In one of our past videos, when we were bush hogging the pasture, we told you we had to stop because we started having issues with the tractor. What was going on with it is whenever I was trying to turn the steering, it was kind of delayed. It's almost like the power steering was going out. Well, on tractors, or at least on this tractor, that's all controlled with the hydraulic fluid through the hydraulic pump and all that mess. So I was talking to my dad, and he said that it's possible that maybe the hydraulic oil filter is stopped up or clogged or something needs replaced. So we're going to check that out and see if that's the issue and see if that will fix it, because if not, it's only going to get more expensive from there, which the filter itself was over $100. So I'm hoping this is what the problem is, but we're just going to see. And also the other thing that we think it's with a system like that is the front end loader. When you try to lift it, it's real jerky whenever it's going up. I'll show you that in a minute to show you exactly what it's doing. So I'm really hoping that this is going to be the fix, and if not, then we're going to start tracking down something else and hoping that it may be something simple. My dad also talked to a guy who works on John Deere tractors, and he said it's possible that there's a boot on the back of the pump that could have a crack in it and sucking air, but he said he would start with this because it's going to be the cheapest route to see, and plus it probably needs to be changed anyhow. So we're going to go get set up and get ready for that. Okay, it's fixing to be super noisy for a minute, so I can start this up and show you exactly what the problem is with the front end loader. Okay, if you could see the front end loader as it was going up, it was kind of sluggish and it would jerk as it was going. That's not supposed to happen. So let me show you exactly what we've got to do. It's going to be underneath the tractor, but this is the part we're going to be replacing. It's filter. I think you just take the cap off down there. This is going to slide in, and we bought a new O-ring too, just in case the other one's messed up, because better safe to have and not need than need and not have. Okay, so this is what we're going to be working on. We're going to try to get this cap off, and hopefully it'll be easy to do. Oh, that's not bad. Okay, I don't know how messy this is going to be. Hey, will you go get me some rubber gloves out the side of the trailer there? I think in the little door. Since this could be messy and oily, I'm going to get Izzy to grab me some gloves. We've got a bucket here to catch all the fluids. Thank you. Don't know how messy it's going to be. No, because this is probably going to pour out oil. I hope not. Well, that's what it does, is it filters out the oil, so I figure it will be. Oh, yeah. Oh, my goodness. Oh, yeah, that's nasty looking. I thought it would be black. No. That looks nasty. Yeah, I think this is going to be our problem. Okay. That's yeah. A lot of liquid. Yeah, I know, that was not supposed to. Fall in there? Well, no, it said it wasn't supposed to drain at all, but that is nasty looking. So I'm just going to go ahead and change the oil in this too. Oh, yeah, hang on. I'm going to put this cap back on for now. Okay, we had to get another bucket because this oil looked pretty nasty once we started taking things apart. So we're just going to change out the oil too and not just the filter. That's pretty gross. You know, that O-ring is on the outside there. So we got a new O-ring for that as well. We'll have to pick that one off. And I don't think our bucket's going to be small enough to go under here. So we'll see how much we can drain out from there, and then we'll get something smaller to go under this other thing where the plug is. Hopefully this will hold it all. It's only supposed to be 8 1/3 gallons or something like that, but which that other bucket still has a little bit of room, so surely this will hold it all. I know, that's good because our bucket's almost full. You can open that, that's good, and then open up the sides. Hand me that ratchet in the middle. Ratchet, right there, the big thing. Yep.
No.
Let's see if this will fit in it. Hopefully so. Well, everything we got's too big. No, because that's all half it. Here, close this. We're going to have to go get a smaller ratchet. Okay, just to keep this clean for now, I'm just going to put this cap back on until we find what we need. And then we'll be back. Okay, so we got the right ratchet to take the plug out of the bottom. So we're going to, let's see. Yeah, this is the right, hopefully it's, okay, yeah, there it goes. Okay, then we had to get a smaller pan to catch the thing because the bucket wouldn't go underneath it.
It was too big.
Okay, look at that yummy nastiness. So we're going to drain that, and then we'll take this cap off and let that drain the rest of the way too. Just kind of set that to the side because there's not that much. And we will wait and put all these in good later. I'm going to put them on loosely for now, but I've got to get this plug cleaned up and get some new Teflon tape to go on it. And then also I'm going to remove that old O-ring where the filter goes and put a new one in. And then hopefully we'll be back in business. But the main thing is I was not planning on having to replace all the oil too. I was hoping it was still good, but as nasty as it looks, we're just going to go ahead and do a full change out on this. But we've got to go to the store and pick up some more first. And John Deere is about 40 minutes away from us, so maybe 30. I don't know. Either way, we're fixing to do that. We're going to go, we'll grab some lunch while we're out and grab some new low viscosity oil to go in it, and hopefully this will put us back in business. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. I'm going to go ahead and put this cap back on for now. Let me get it where it sits straight first because I don't want to cross thread it. Something's weird. There it goes. I always turn the threads backwards first, trying to get it to line up before I start screwing it in. That way, hopefully if it's trying to cross thread, that'll get it lined up first. Now, y'all don't let me forget that I need to put Teflon tape on that and put it in good before I just start going and end up forgetting and driving off with it. I'm going to leave this wrench underneath here so that'll be a reminder too. But we're just going to let that set. Gravity will let the oil run down to the bottom. We'll pull the plug out again and let it drain some more before we put the new stuff in. But we're to a good stopping point now. We're fixing to run to town and get what we need. Okay, so we got back from town, got the stuff we needed. Now it's time to get this finished up. And hopefully, oh yeah, that was good to let that set for a little while longer. Get all that mess out. Clean all this stuff up and get it some new Teflon tape put on here. And hopefully, this will all run right when we're done. And if not, it needed to be done anyhow. We'll just have to figure out what the actual problem is. Just going to put a couple rounds on this. just to make sure that it's enough. And no more than that is, we're just going to go with it. We want it tight, but we don't want to end up stripping it out. Now, I had an O-ring like pick set somewhere, but I don't know where it ended up. So we'll see if we can get this off with these needle nose. And this O-ring might be fine, but I bought one to replace it, so we're gonna do it just to be safe. Run some oil around it just to make it a little easier to go on. Make sure it's seated around there good. It all looks clean in there. We got our new filter. This is the way it's supposed to look. That other one was awful. I'm almost embarrassed to show y'all. And this just slides right up in there like that. Clean this lid off good. Okay. Oh, whoops. I don't know what I was doing there. Just about got it. Okay, that should be good and tight. Now we can get up from under here. Okay, now we get to fill this thing back up with new fluid. Hopefully, I can do this without making too big of a mess. It takes like 8.5 gallons, so hopefully with this funnel it won't be too bad. I think on this one, since I know it's going to take all this bucket, I'm going to go ahead and poke a hole in the lid just so it can get some air and not bubble up so much or slosh. It's going to take this whole one plus most of another one. I was trying to get a bigger funnel, but I didn't want to get one that was so big it wouldn't fit in here. This one worked out pretty good, but you just won't hold as much at the angle it's at. This hydraulic oil is the low viscosity, which means it's thinner, so it actually goes in pretty good. I'm just hoping that this actually fixes it. Because if not, I figure it's going to be an expensive fix. This was bad enough. This hydraulic oil put in there, which it'll be a little bit extra, like 1.5 gallons extra, but it was cheaper getting it by the 5-gallon buckets. But it was, oh goodness, almost $300 just for the oil. Price of stuff is crazy right now. Might have been around $250. I don't remember exactly. but it was between 250 and 300 for sure. And then the filter was 100 and something, and the O-ring that went around it was like $10. I'm going to get these mics out of that seat, raise this seat up. I can tip this all the way up, try to get every bit of that out of there. Since this one's not going to take the whole thing, I can't poke a hole in this jug because I want the lid to be good for it. But get all this off my hands. It's on the dipstick, but we still have to flush everything through, so see how that goes. Okay, moment of truth. We're fixing to find out. It'll probably be rocky a little bit at first because it'll have a bunch of air in the lines, but just gonna do this a few times to make it work all those cylinders. I think this is gonna be better though. Whoops. Okay. I think it already looks smoother right now, but we're fixing to check and see if the oil level's still good. And if it's not, we'll have to add some more. New oil is so hard to see sometimes because it's so clear. But okay. Looking like that. It looks like it could use a little bit more because it's right in the middle of the dipstick. It's not to the top of the full. Oh, we messed up. Yeah. Hold that thought. If this is flipped down, it will bend this up. That's what we did because I was not thinking about that not being flipped up. That'll work. Okay. I think that's going to be good for now because I'm going to run it some before I keep filling it up. There we go, finally. They don't just give you a whole lot of room to work here. Okay, well, so normally that's flipped up so it doesn't interfere. We've got some hay string or something wrapped around here that we're going to go ahead and get off because if not, they'll end up messing up our wheel bearings. Okay, my phone's almost dead, but I just want to try this out and let you see if this is going to work. Because I hope it does. I don't know. So I think that fixed our problem. At least I hope it did. It seems to be running good. The steering's real smooth. The bucket or the loader's going up and down pretty good. So hopefully this fixed it. This was still almost a $400 fix, but it's a lot better than if the pump or something else had gone out. So we're going to keep rolling with it. Now we can get back to projects and getting this place cleaned up, because we kind of got a little bit of different perspective the other day whenever we were flying the drone. Flew up over and looked from the sky view down and weren't real happy with the way a lot of things look. So we know we've got a lot of work to get this place cleaned up to looking as nice as we want it to look. The weeds and stuff kind of got away from us, and we've got some different stuff around, but we are planning on changing that this winter, and hopefully next spring this place will be immaculate. Beautiful to look at. We'll have better fences for everything and just have an altogether better property to show y'all. So I'm not sure what else we're going to throw in this video. We've got Kimberly and I have a surprise for the girls a little bit later, so we've got to go get cleaned up and get ready for that. They don't know yet, but we're taking them to the movies. So I've got to be quiet because they're out doing chores, because I told them we had to hurry up and get done because we had to go get groceries. But we're also going to get groceries and go to a movie. So I'm going to go get cleaned up for that, and we'll see what else you see in this video. So the girls had a really good time at the movies, but now we're back at the farm getting back to work. As I was telling you before, this winter we're going to do a big cleanup around the farm, and part of that is going to be some new fencing for the animals to get them out of those electric netting pens and actually get them into big pastures. Like I said, part of these do not have goat wire around them, so we're going to have to measure off and see what kind of wire, how much wire we're going to need, because I was looking online and it's actually on sale. So I think they're doing a Black Friday sale. So we're going to see how much we need and see if we can afford to buy it all right now, or if we're just going to buy part of it and finish it out later. So we're fixing to go measure fences. We're just kind of going the path of least resistance because we just need a rough measurement. Plus, if you're getting paid by the foot, it's always a little longer if you do it this way. Oh, me. 337. Those rolls are 330 feet.
Oh, wow.
So we can either, with it being straight, it might actually be 330 feet, because maybe I had it in my head and I did this correctly whenever I initially fenced this off.
Yeah.
But, so I need to save that. So we need, I'm just going to do 340 feet on that one.
Okay.
So I'd rather make sure we have too much than not enough.
Yeah.
The other problem we're going to have is we're probably going to put goats up here, and so we want to make sure that they stay in. And when we had cows out here, plus my dad's cows, they've tried to eat under the fence and it's pulled it up. So
Yeah.
the other problem is when you have small goats, this field fence, the holes are a little big, and so we want to make sure that it's small enough that they're not going to get out. So I may end up having to replace all of this too.
Yeah.
I don't know yet for sure, but we'll probably, I know these are 10 foot apart because I did it, so we'll just go count posts on that later to get close.
Yeah.
But we'll go on the outside to do it because it's a lot easier than trying to get through this brush.
Yeah.
So we need that, and then I want to go measure, I want to check the other side too, where the emus are, to see how it is.
Okay.
Because I know on the bottom end it's bad, but this might be okay up here because it's kind of rocky where that's at. So I don't know that anything tried to reach under it. But, and then I want to go measure the front pasture too, because like I said, since it's on sale, I mean, it's $50, $50-something a roll off. So it's a pretty good sale,
Yeah.
that, especially for fencing.
Yeah.
So I'm going to check that. And like I said, if we can get it, I'd like to get enough to do it all if we can, but we may just have to do what we can do.
Yep.
But this, I think, is a priority.
Yes.
Because I want to get this where they can get here, because look at all this mess here. I want them where they can get out here and clean this up, because once they get a lot of this ate up and cleaned down, I'm going to either try bush hogging it and getting them out, or I may have to rent a Mini X again and just pop them on. Because I started pulling them up at one time, but I just ran out of time with the Mini X I had rented. And so we're going to do that. But another thing is going to clean out this fence row so that fence can just go right along it. Because I don't know, I'll probably just put it over the top of the barbed wire.
Yeah.
That way, cows on the other side, that'll help keep them out. Plus,
Yeah.
there's not another fence in between us. So if I cut it, then their cows will get over on us.
Yeah, we don't want that.
No. So I think I'll probably just go through and cut all the trees and stuff out of it, and hopefully the barbed wire's in good shape, and if not, patch what's not, and then go over the front of it with the goat wire.
Okay. It's a little easier going over here.
Yeah. Ryan, I need to take that water hose off that spigot too, since we're getting freezing weather now.
Oh, yeah.
Hate to have another leak.
Yep.
Okay, that's 200 there. So,
Hey, friends. What is it?
okay, so we're probably looking at, let's see, 340, 160, 160, 400 plus 400, 1460. So 5 rolls of that wire should get us where we can fence in complete top part,
Mm-hmm.
except for the front fence, because I think it's okay still.
Yeah.
That goes to the yard,
Mm-hmm.
and then to fence in 3 sides of this,
Okay.
because that's just barbed wire over there, and that's just barbed wire on the front,
Uh-huh.
and there's no fence here. So I think that's probably gonna be about $1,600 at the prices now if we got all 5 rolls.
Yeah. Is that all the goat fence, or is that...
Yeah, it's the yes.
Okay.
Which it's a, unless this is on sale, it might actually be cheaper than what that is right now. No, I don't know. That might be cheaper.
Yeah, we can look at it and see. Because if we're not planning to have goats down on this part...
Yeah, since it was perimeter though, I was planning on doing it just
Yeah,
so
that's
that if we
true.
ever did,
Yeah.
at least they're contained inside our property.
Yeah.
Field fence. Oh, no. It's about $80 less a roll.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, like where this other is almost $300
Mm-hmm.
a roll, they're just like $210. One of them's $250.
Well, it might be that we need to just kind of figure out where we want everything, and then if we have to section off parts of the other pen, like for mama and babies or something like that, we could always use the netting for that, or make smaller containment pens out of the netting in other areas if we have to.
Yeah. I don't know.
If it
It's either that, or what we could do is just go ahead and do field fence down here,
Uh-huh.
because this will have to be replaced eventually.
Yeah.
And since we're already having to replace one section up there,
Mm-hmm.
we could just replace all of this with goat fence at a
Yeah.
later time,
Yeah.
and then just make sure we use these 2 for goats.
Yeah.
And then this can be bigger animals
Because
down
honestly,
here.
I don't think I'd want the goats this close to the road anyway, because even though I'm sure it would contain them and everything, I really don't want to run the risk of them getting out like that and get that close to the
Yeah.
road. Because up here, I mean, right here in this pen, it's still close enough to where I feel like they'll still run up to the house
Yes.
if they get out. But down here, they might be winding up in somebody else's house.
Yeah.
Go visit your mom and dad or something.
Yeah, because eventually I thought about fencing in this side too,
Uh-huh.
just so that, like now the berry stuff's in a mess. Whenever it's not,
Yeah.
you could just turn goats in there. They could clean
That'd
it
be
up,
so
move
nice,
them out, and all that. But I don't know. So we'll just have to figure out what we actually want to buy for the goat fence.
Yep.
And it might be, and the bad thing is I've never used it before, so I don't know if it's easier to do than this, or it's going to be hard. I mean, if it's going to be harder, about the same as the field fence. But I know we're going to have to replace this fence eventually too, because it's a mess.
Yep. Yeah, those cows did a number on it.
Yeah.
Back
And
in
then
the
this
day.
side too. So
Mhm.
we're just going to have to figure out what is best and what is most affordable.
Yep.
So at least now we kind of have a game plan. Like I said, once we get all this done, it should be really nice when we actually have animals out to help clean up all the weeds and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And hopefully we can turn all this back into good pasture, because like I said, all these goat weeds and mess really did a number. And I mean, it's been poor quality pasture for a while. So we'll probably do that, get it fertilized, growing good, maybe reseed it in the spring, and see what we can do with that. But I
That'd be
think
awesome.
that's going to be all we have for you this time, and we'll catch you next time on Grounds Family Farm. Bye.
Bye, guys.